Hello everybody and welcome back. My name's Chris and I'm playing City Skylines. This is my city, Torino, and I guess this is going to be part 3, episode 35 of my kind of tram residential area that I've been doing. And I am doing one little thing really today. I am just changing some of the tracks, effectively the tram tracks, mainly because I found some new narrow tram tracks on the workshop and I thought it was brilliant. I think they came in like something with grass in between and some sort of worn concrete. I thought they would look absolutely fantastic in this area. However, I do come across a small problem, which is I have the tram tracks, the kind of de facto standard versions, and they have crossings in, and it's very important that the Sims can move from one side to the other so they can get onto the tram lines. But these tram tracks don't appear to have them. So I've had to go about and do something slightly differently. I've decided to have some of the narrow tracks in certain areas, and then I change back to the normal ones in some other areas. So as you can see, when I go and put them in, they have the really nice kind of bus stops, tram stops, whatever you want to call them. They're not the little signs, they've got proper shelters on. They look actually really good. But you will spot that the changes also make it just makes the crossings disappear. It's quite annoying. So I went off and I've added them all in, I've updated them all, and it's only after I've done that have I realised the problem. So as you can see, I'm just upgrading the areas where the actual bus stops, tram stops, should I say, are, just because I think I just prefer the tram look, the getting rid of the little signs, having the more traditional kind of shelters just look much nicer. It's a real shame that they don't have the crossings, and I just thought I need to have crossings in place. Otherwise, well, how do the Sims get from one side to the other? It won't really work. And as I watched some of the Sims move around later on, they obviously do cross. They get their tram home and then they cross over the road to get to the actual residence. So it's quite important really to have that stuff working for me. And of course, with all these massive changes in the roads, I've decided to change some of the routes around as well. As you can see, I want to change some of the way that the routes are handled, have some routes where you've got anti-clockwise, clockwise routes, others that have got the classic kind of where it just goes down, up, loops back round and repeats. And, although I can't remember if I did it now, yes, I also want to make all the trams only work during the day, bar I think one, because it doesn't actually go into the residential areas. And I'm going to add buses for just the evenings. And I think it will, if you were in the residential areas and you had quite noisy trams running all night long, it wouldn't be very nice. And buses are, I would imagine, quieter, because trams run on rails, they're metal upon metal, it's going to be quite noisy, and of course that ding ding every time it stops would be so annoying. So I've added buses, add the bus routes in, and then just make them for night only. Should be fantastic. Hopefully we have lots of happy Sims, they won't get fatigued by the noise, they won't need as much medical care, etc, etc. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mind you, these videos are not actually for boys or girls, they're all for ladies and gentlemen. As you may have noticed, that I have done a few more tweaks. I have updated some of the roads and tram tracks, shall I say. Actually not roads, it's the tram tracks. I was using the new narrow method, but what I found was they remove all the crossings, and I really need the people to cross over so they can move between areas quite freely. So I decided to go for a hybrid option, because the new tracks come with much better tram stops, shelters, whatever you want to call them. I decided to put that track in the areas that have got the station stops, tram stops, and for the other areas, so I can get the crossings, I have put the original City Skylines tram track in. I've also made some changes that I wanted to do, which was to say a lot of the trams, apart from the tram that runs around where the entertainment area is, all the other trams only run during the day because they are quite noisy, quite loud. I don't think you really want them to run through residential areas, although they are on their own tram tracks and they are a little bit away from some of the residential properties, probably not far enough. So I've added bus routes in, so that the buses now work throughout the night. So people who need to get to work early or come home late can get off the train, grab a bus and get moved into their respective areas. And during the daylight or daytime, whatever those hours are, which I think was something like 8 PM to 8 AM, you will use the trams. And as you can see, my station is doing a really good job. I think when I last checked, it had something like 437 passengers in the last 10 minutes. So the trams and the routes are doing really well. So I'm very pleased with that. It's working fantastically well. I must admit, I saw the kind of dedicated tram roads and I was thinking about what to do with them and how I can expand, and then I impersonated, copied, whatever you want to say, stole the idea from Biffa. He put some tram tracks down the centre of a built-up area. I thought, oh, that's quite interesting. As I'm doing these experiments with the monorail and the metro, I thought, well, okay, let's add a big area here. Now I also want to do another thing. I'm going to continue that track, I think, off the train track, off into the distance, and possibly on the left hand side I am going to put a big park area, or maybe a bit further down in the distance there you can see all the trees. Maybe I will put one of the parks in the, what do they call it? It is the park nature reserve, that's the word. I might put the nature reserve over there in the distance to kind of, you know, that means that you've got people coming to the area for not only just housing, but there is a rather nice park space. God, that ambulance almost took out all those people. And I also think I might just remove some of these traffic lights, because the train, it's not massively busy along here, and having all the trams having to stop and start, you know, it's, then we're not using electric vehicles, it will obviously be quite polluting, even though we've got electric trams. So I think I might just get rid of those. Anyway, I am sweating because I've got my door closed so I can record this narration, and the old PC does kick off some serious heat, I have to say. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed my video and my other videos, then please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be told of future videos, and hit the like button to let me know you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to share, and most importantly, leave me a comment. That would be fantastic. If you like the music, don't forget to check out Epidemic Sound. I've got a link in my notes below. Just like to give a bit of a shout out to Rowindy, my latest subscriber. They did subscribe a little while back. I did put a link in the previous video. I'm going to put one up here right now so you can check out their own City Skylines channel. So at the time of filming this, we are still in lockdown, although it's being reduced a little bit, so you can do bits and bobs, see a few friends out in the fresh air. But in the meantime, if you are cooped up inside, then please do not forget to keep yourself safe, keep yourself well. I shall see you again soon. So it's goodbye for me for now, and bloody hell, it's warm in here today.